You know that feeling when you think you're being watched? The hairs on your arm lift and you look behind you. And even though you are completely alone, you still check. Locals and visitors alike have reported this feeling while hiking along the ridgeline trails around Lake Tahoe, and report back that when they looked at the ridgeline where they were hiking, they saw a shape, far off, human-like, standing perfectly still, just watching. The figure is dark, towers close to 10 feet tall, sometimes wearing a hat or cloak, and has hollow, glowing eyes. The hikers then blink, look away for a slight moment, and the figure mysteriously disappears. No sound, no trace. Yet they cannot forget how the figure just stood and stared. Hikers, hunters, writers, and locals have been seeing these figures for generations. We don't know what they are, but people have a name for them: the Dark Watchers. Now, the Sierra Nevadas is not the only California mountain range that has these Dark Watchers. The stories originally were recorded along the Santa Lucia Mountains, where tales were told by the Chumash people about these Dark Watchers. In the 1770s, Spanish missionaries reported Los Vigilantes Oscuros, watching them along today's Camino Real. And even John Steinbeck, in his short story Flight, published in 1938, makes reference to what he calls the Dark Watchers. In Steinbeck's story, Pepe flees to the mountains to escape persecution for murder. While in hiding, Pepe looked suspiciously back every minute or so, and his eyes sought the tops of the ridges ahead. Once, on a white barren spur, he saw a black figure for a moment, but he looked quickly away, for it was one of the Dark Watchers. No one knew who the Watchers were, nor where they lived, but it was better to ignore them and never to show interest in them. They did not bother one who stayed on the trail and minded his own business. Steinbeck's inspiration came from his mother, Olive Hamilton Steinbeck, who was a firm believer in the Dark Watchers, the mythical, tall, shadowy figures in California's Santa Lucia Mountains. As a teacher in Big Sur, she often would leave offerings of nuts, fruit, or flowers in Mule Deer Canyon, and claimed to often find flowers left in return. So it was probably no surprise to Steinbeck when he saw the Dark Watchers along the ridgelines of Lake Tahoe, while he worked at the Lake Tahoe fish hatchery in 1928, and hiked along the trails to Mount Watson or Martis Peak, and as the day would reach dusk, he may have seen the Dark Watchers creepily staring back at him, eerily reminding him of home. Hikers today report the eerie sightings of the 10-foot-tall, dark figures as they hike along the Tahoe Rim Trail in the PCT, especially at sunrise or just before dusk. If you walk these trails and see something strange, it is advised that you do not stare at them for too long or try to interact with the Dark Watchers. Be careful, hikers. Many mysteries lie in the mountains of California, and this one gives me the creeps.